That's actually pretty good. At least it's actually working pretty fine. Oh, greetings, ladies and gentlemen, or should I say my fellow time travelers. My name is Planetary, but for people who know me personally, my name is Mitch. And for people who is wondering what I have been doing throughout the past year, and also yet for the past week, being away from the computers and everything, well, I decided to have a bit of a vacation to actually rethink about my ideas, because as I have actually said to many people, and especially my good friend Drew, who is also a game developer as well, an indie game developer. Need to emphasize on that. I didn't actually feel the love to actually get back into the work of making the game. It was a bit strenuous, it was a bit hard, it was a bit difficult. And looking back at my work now, I can't even comprehend of how to actually improve it without my brain, without my head bashing through the wall, to be honest. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the game development scene can be somewhat difficult and can be hard if you don't actually learn how to use the right amount of knowledge, or right amount of knowledge for design, programming, music, art. It does become a little bit difficult, and it does impede your process if you don't teach yourself of how to do the coding, do the arts, do the design with environment, or even character design. It can be difficult. Either 3D modeling or 2D pixel art, or 2D art, either pixel or modern. It does become very difficult in some process, and it will get even difficult and far more challenging along the track if you don't teach yourself. And I actually had to learn that the hard way. See, when I actually decided to jump into the game development scene, I expected it to be a little bit easier, and that's what my younger side thought it will be. But it actually does become greatly difficult and very hard to actually push yourself even further, to actually be self-taught and actually self-disciplined, to actually teach yourself how to do coding, art, music, design, either level or character design, or making art in 2D pixel art or modern art or modeling. It does get very difficult. But to actually show you how it became difficult for me, you should actually see how Project BC went, and it did become gravely difficult for me due to the fact that I decided to throw myself in the deep end and trying to learn how to make a first-person shooter and try to add everything to it. And I actually regret that, because now I can't look at the game without thinking about ramming my head against a wall of how difficult it can be. It was fun in the process. It was actually fun at the beginning, and it was a normal and easy stuff, but I actually regret myself trying to learn how to do it by tutorials. Which there's nothing wrong of using, like, learning from tutorials and actually learn how to be better. It's trying to actually improve on that knowledge and actually trying to use it again to make it a little bit better in your own game. Especially with me trying to learn how to make first-person shooters, I had to learn from two different people that have actually done it before. But even that, it still became outdated because of new engines, and also yet updated engines, because I use Godot. And I use Godot on a day-to-day basis, because I did use Unity at first. It felt a little bit difficult. Then I tried using Unreal Engine. It went above and beyond and did do well, but it was scary. So with me reverting back to something a little bit easy, and with the coding, Godot was the next best thing for me, and I decided to use it. And with the community expanding, it actually became more interesting of how Godot can have so many people to actually teach you so many things and actually improve on it even further and further and further to actually see how far you can really go. Which came to Project BC being the classical first-person shooter. There was a tutorial for that, took up on it and actually learned a bit about it, put it into the process, and actually put it into my game, and it actually became quite interesting. But when it came to the halfway mark and not able to do more than I actually should, because not a lot of people, because of the new Godot 0.4, like Godot 4 being a bit of an issue, because new coding has actually replaced some of the old codings, and it actually became somewhat of a turnaround because of one particular thing that people are trying to learn from Godot 4, and also yet Godot 3.5.4 being the navigation system. And it was quite a strenuous task to actually work with it. But looking back at my game project right now, I decided to actually take a step back and see what I can actually do to mitigate the problem and actually make it a little bit smaller and a little bit more fun. So with me taking that week's vacation, and I actually did deserve that because of how strenuous and how nerve-wracking it was to actually look at my computer nearly the whole day and trying to figure out what to do. I decided to take a week vacation, decided to go meet my mates, take a break, and then took my books with me, the books of ideas, and one day, at the starting of the new year, everything that I actually thought of actually came out of my mind and actually went down on paper, which it was one of the greatest things that you can ever do. When you actually think of ideas, it's always best to write them out and actually see how far you can go. Which Project BC is now actually going to be reverted into a 2D platformer shooter, like any other arcade games that has actually done it with Sunset Riders, Metal Slug, The Hunt Down. The Hunt Down was actually a very good example, and also you had some other other games that actually takes the spectrum of being a platform shooter or a platform beat 'em up. And I'm actually going to be looking at those two, and I'm actually going to be sticking with it because of the fact of the pixel art. I actually do love pixel art, and I actually would like to learn how to make good pixel art and work with it. But it also will help me actually improve a little bit more better with the level design, other than trying to make a big map in 3D modeling with using Trench Broom, which, don't get me wrong, Trench Broom is a very good handy tool, but it does get a little bit strenuous when you're trying to make a whole game from the ground up. So that's what's going to be happening with Project BC. It's going to be a 2D platform shooter. It's going to be set on World War II, and with a little bit of a supernatural theme. But which I will happily explain it even further with the devlog, and actually keep on going and showing you how I've been doing throughout this whole year, because I will be working on it, and I will actually show you the progress of how it has been doing. As for people wondering what's been happening with Twitch and also yet YouTube, and also yet with the devlog and everything, I am sorry that I have been away for a while. I actually did need this break. And it was actually worth it. So what will be happening with YouTube? I will still be working on it. Unfortunately, with a matter of luck, I'm actually going to be working on a collaboration video with Joe Gogo. But I will be still working on the videos and actually going to be giving those games a proper game take, to actually look at the game, look at it properly, look at it at a design perspective, but also yet then give my personal experience at the end, and actually show and actually see if it is really worth it to have it in your collection, to give it a go and have a little bit of fun. That's what I actually do for my YouTube, for my game take, is not to actually give bad scores, but to actually say either you go for it or you just stay away and wait for a price drop or anything. As for Twitch, as for my live stream, I will actually be doing my best to actually try and do my streams on a Monday, Wednesday and Friday, because due to the fact that I'm actually going to be going back to university for advanced diploma, it might be a little bit strenuous. But if I end up doing a part-time course, it might liberate the relief for me to actually be a little bit more free to actually do what I can do while working on my game development, working on my YouTube and my Twitch, but also doing the task one at a time without having to be scattered brain and going all over the place. But yes, that will be happening with Monday being my speed runs, Wednesday being my gameplay, Wednesday and Friday being my gameplay. Wednesday is still Dead Rising 2, and Friday being Jet Set Radio, because I need to finish that recording, finish that stream, get the recording, and have fun with Joel Gogo making that collaboration video. As for my game development as well, I will try my best to actually show it on YouTube or show my progress on Twitch. Either way, it will be therapeutic to actually show you the progress and actually show you what I've actually worked on and how much of a pain it is to go through the progress, to actually learn these things, to learn how to do art, music, level design, and also programming as well. It is going to be quite a long journey, but it will be a fun journey nevertheless. As most game developers have actually said to others, and also have towards themselves, it takes motivation could actually get you foot through the door, but being self-taught and self-disciplined can actually get you more further in the end to actually see the goal reach to its end. I think, but for people who actually want to take part of being a game development, or either being an indie game developer or a solo game developer, I recommend looking at any courses that you want to do on YouTube at first, so you can get an idea, or probably best idea, look at some specific engines that you actually want to learn how it works, learn what code it uses, learn what kind of art you want to do, and just look at everything from Unity, Unreal Engine, Godot, or any other gaming software like Game Maker Studio, and look at all the art software that can actually benefit you and actually help you in the long runs. And also trying to look for asset pack, because asset packs are more likely going to help you out in the long run, because they are already done, pre-made, sorted, squared away. And I think I actually regret that point, because now knowing there's a lot of people that actually use asset packs, I think I'm putting myself at a bit of a disadvantage. So, lesson learned. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say thank you for actually sticking around and actually watching this update video. There will be more videos throughout this year, and I will be actually doing some game, working on the game to actually improve on it to be a little bit more better, and actually we'll show you the progress and also the prototype by starting off really small and then working my way up to make sure to make the game fun, but also make the game fun and functional. So those are the ideas. That's a plan. That's my go-to plan. Hopefully I'll be able to do this within the year and have a little bit of fun. So thank you for sticking around, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for actually watching the update. Hopefully you guys will have a fun time, and if you do decide to take up game development, or just remember, it will be a hard journey. It will be a difficult journey, but it will be well worth it in the end when you put your mind and your heart to it. But until then, I'd like to say thank you, and hopefully I'll see you guys throughout the future when I actually get back into doing game dev and show you the process of what I've been working on. So I'll catch you guys next time. Ta-ra!